want to fuck Beyonce and Rihanna. We'll see which one of those things happen first.
We've been gone a minute, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. Keyboard Warriors live on Cageside Press. I'm Eddie Laws, Fred Kirby. Real quick, and I forgot to tell you off air, and I was going to tell you, but fuck it, I'll put this out there a little bit. Not really fourth wall, but sort of fourth wall. So I spent the last week at Bellator 300 in San Diego, and after ceremonial weigh-ins, so if you guys know, I call them fake weigh-ins because they're just in there stamping on a scale for no reason and whatnot. On the way out of there, I walked out of the room. It's in the fighter hotel. I actually stayed in the fighter hotel this time. So I'm walking back to go up to my room to edit all kinds of stuff. And this nice little old lady sitting on this chair. And she goes, "I know you." And I go, I immediately, my instinct when someone says that to me and I don't know them, I'm like, I didn't do it. And she was just looking at me. I'm like, I'm serious. I have no idea what you're talking about. She goes, no, I know you from somewhere. And I'm like, I'm okay. I told her, I was like, to be fair, me and my brother and all kind of look alike. So I don't know what to tell you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and one Mexican, I mean, you probably saw me someone's on, I would tell you. And she just goes, no, she didn't even fucking do it. She just goes, no, you're on that show. You talk a lot of shit. And I burst out laughing. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? And then she looks at me, she goes, Eddie. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, how do you know me? She goes, you're on that show with the guy with the long hair. You guys talk a lot of shit. This lady knew who we are, knows the show, has watched before. And if you're watching Grandma Khabib, that's what she's known on Instagram. She's Grandma Khabib or Habib, however she says that. But she's Grandma Habib, dude. If you go on Instagram, she's on that shit. And I read that's how I figured out who she was. I had no idea who she. I said I shot the shit with her for like 5 minutes. Just because it was a nice conversation. And I was freaking blown away. I got recognized by a little old lady, and then someone's saying her profile. I'm like, is this her? And I'm like, holy shit, that's her. Grandma Khabib, thanks a lot. Appreciate you watching the show. Big fan of yours now because now I know all about you. So appreciate you.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what happened, dude. Yeah,
Love it.
was dope.
Nice.
Speaking of Bellator 300 again this last weekend. Unfortunately, I think early in like last week or the week before the event. Linton Vassell, listen, that's how you say it. Yeah, Linton Vassell, something like that. Linton. He withdrew from the fight due to illness. Now there's a lot of rumors as to why there was no replacement fighter. And we're not really sure which ones are which. I don't know where to attribute him to. I kind of don't even want to get into them because there's no one to kind of quote on it. But you got to think that with Bellator pretty much in his last legs, they're not really looking to pay someone a ton of money, right, at this juncture. What do you think?
I would think that makes sense. Why would they? I mean, for what reason? They're not going to pay somebody a bunch of money to fly in last fucking late minute notice. And why would they? No, yeah, of course they wouldn't.
Yeah, no. So I mean, that's what it looks like, man. But Otis, what's up, Otis?
Light, heavy, or heavy?
Heavy.
Heavy. Okay, well, to be fair, I mean,
listen,
we're going to get into it in a second. But who the fuck does Bellator have at heavyweight?
Don't
get me wrong. I know they got a few heavyweights, but they probably don't got too many guys that are on the ready to hit a plane. And the guys that they do have that are willing to hit that plane, yeah, it's going to cost a little bread. It ain't like the UFC where they can be like, what's say, Jack? Who we going to give the opportunity of a lifetime today? Whose day we going to make today? With Bellator, it's like Ryan Bader's like, I don't think so, boys.
Yeah. No, I think the question was that Coker said, we asked Coker about it. He said that there was no one that would be at a championship level that was ready now, like you said, right? So
makes sense.
But the one guy that stepped up that fought Ryan Bader and beat Ryan Bader was Corey Anderson. He was one of the first ones I saw on Twitter going like, hey man, give me a call, I'm ready to fly. Right? That's one guy that could have fought.
Listen. I'm going for let me tell fucking Mr. 25. Was he the 25-8? For a while.
Now he's overtime, but he was 25.
Listen, all jokes aside, Corey Anderson seems like a fucking nice guy. But his personality, I don't even want to shit on his personality. He don't put enough asses in seats to justify what he's probably going to want to be paid. He may have stuck his hand up, but he's a very, very good fighter. which means they got to pay him a fucking nifty nickel to have him, which is
Yeah.
fine. But to your point, they're probably not looking to pay somebody a bunch of money who's going to bring fuck all eyes to the event. I mean, as fucked as it is, they'd be better off blowing somebody to try to get KSI to make a fucking appearance. Like,
Shit.
it's funny too, man. It's weird how certain people just draw. I guess it's not fucking funny. It's just the way the world we live in now. Certain people are just lightning rods for controversy, or people just want to watch like Logan Paul and fucking KSI.
Yeah.
Fucking Tommy Fury. Dude's a low level shit rat bot. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's fucking little brother to probably the greatest heavyweight boxer of our generation. Nonetheless, he himself is not really credentialed at all because all these other shitbirds and YouTubers are out now. Dude is going to have way more fucking eyes on his fight this weekend than Corey Anderson could have had if he joined Al fucking Qaeda.
Bro, I got. Don't forget that Al Qaeda thing because I got some funny shit to tell you after the show. But anyway, just real quick. But that's not something I'm gonna put on here.
So, anyway, that's why Corey Anderson didn't get invited to fight. I'm sure there was a couple guys that would take the fight, but I think a lot of these cats, they're almost too good for their own good. Like again, all things being equal, Corey Anderson's a bad motherfucker, but he just ain't going to put enough asses in seats to justify them throwing him 100 stacks to fucking come fight this prick on short notice.
Well, I'll tell you this, man, because the whole event went off without a hitch for the most part. Here's what happens in a lot of these organizations, and UFC doesn't do this very often, if at all. But a lot of these fighters that weren't making weight, suddenly we saw a lot of catch. So media day, you get this like list of fights with the bouts of orders and everything, and the oh shit, Capitan Refucho, how you doing, man? One of our guys, I was on the show a little while ago saying what's up. Yeah, dude, like they give us the bout order, right? And everything, all the weights were on point and everything, featherweights, bantamweights, whatever. Come weigh-in day, and I mean like official, fucking handful of them are catch weights. I'm like, God damn it. All right, some of these motherfuckers ain't making weight. What are you gonna do? And then like the only one that had any consequence.
What does Bellator do? We know in the UFC, does Bellator do the same thing that the UFC does as far as when somebody misses weight, they take a percentage of the fighter who misses weights pay or whatever?
Yeah, but that's a commission thing.
Oh, okay. That's what I was wondering. So it ain't got nothing to do with the UFC. That's just what they do. If you miss weight, they take a percentage. And
yeah,
okay. Fair enough.
And then anyway, so the only one that actually like technically missed was Elia Lane McFarland, and she just wasn't able to win the flyweight title.
So, quickly, while we're on this topic, though, is there like a 3-strike pot? So, like, just for the record, would it be beneficial to your career to just miss weight by 4 or 5 pounds? Give them the 10%, win that fight, and keep moving up the ladder. Like, hypothetically, say you did that 3 times in a row. Would somebody eventually say, "Hey, say, Jack, you missed weight again. We're not letting you. Can't just keep." I mean, I know on when it gets to fighting for the belt, they won't let you fight for the belt. So there's that. But what the fuck? Could you fudge 3 fights in a row on your way to the title and just not cut that last 3 pounds? Like, fuck it. It's worth that motherfucker taking. I'll give you 25 grand and not cut this last 5 pounds. Like, that's sort of fucked.
That is kind of fucked because I've never seen Bellator someone actually get cut for missing weight so many times because a lot of people miss weight at Bellator and all the others are. I mean, shit, PFL did it real bad one recently.
Also, I mean, again, it's sort of a real pussy way to look at it. But if I get paid a lot of money, say, man, take 10%. I'm already making motherfucking 300 more grand than anybody on the card. Take that little 30 grand, Jack. I'm gonna not cut this weight and beat the dog shit out of you tomorrow. Like, shit. Use that 30 grand and fix your nose, motherfucker.
I tell you right now, a lot of fighters in the UFC will probably do that shit. So, how you doing, Tanya? As soon as I say it, they can stop you from competing in that division. Sure, they can. It just doesn't happen very often. Thus, the constant catch weight shit that they would do.
We have,
and the UFC won't play that shit.
I swear, I fuck with the UFC. I don't give a fuck. Y'all call me a homer, a fucking whatever. I fuck because Dana White will flat step up. For better or for worse, you gotta hand it to DW, dog. Yeah, if you pull some bullshit like that for too much, DW will be like, "Yo, you want to fight in the UFC again? We're fucking bumping you up, whether you like it or not. If you don't, fuck off and go fight in the PFL."
Yeah. Okay, so real quick on so that's a good point. All right, so Bellator 300 last week, San Diego, beautiful weather by the way. It's just, just a little more humid than I like, but it ended up being a pretty solid night. Except, I don't know, did you watch any of it?
Caught the highlights, but no.
Yeah. So you didn't miss. I mean, you missed a couple things. It was some really good fights in the prelims and everything. And then, of course, Chris Cyborg. Oh, Lele McFarlane got the shit kicked out of her leg by Liz Carmouche, who's one of her really close friends, and they were just competing. And that's one of those things where it's like, hey, Aljo and Marab, were you guys paying attention? But it's one of those things like these two girls were fighting, and Aaliyah would not quit until that last leg kick, and then she drops, and that was the fight. But then the co-main event, Chris Cyborg beating Kat Zingano like she did, that was, I mean, I guess expected by most people, but that should have been the main event because I got the biggest pop. Because you know what happened in the main event? Everyone was booing.
Man, that was just about one of the sickest things I've ever seen in my. Is I don't know about everybody else, man, but I am just completely fucking over Cyborg at this point.
Yeah,
and it's not necessarily her fault. And I mean, shout out to Cyborg for getting the win. I'm so fucking sick and tired of seeing Cyborg crush cans. I can't fucking stand it. And I don't give a fuck if there's no way to fight at 45 or 55 or 85, where the fuck then fucking go kickbox or something. I watched the highlights. You know what? I did watch that fight because I watched the fucking highlight on Twitter. She fucking threw her down and went like that. I'd have a harder time beating up my little sister than what the fuck she did to her. That was fucking pathetic. I mean, let's just be real fucking clear here. She threw her down and fucking mollywopped her a couple times. For fuck's sakes. I mean, can we get Cyborg a fucking decent fight? Yeah. I mean, look at that. First off, I'll suck your dick at 3rd and Main if she ain't got more fucking steroids in her body than Brock fucking Lesnar. I mean, let's just be real fucking honest here. There's no way she's passing the piss test. But all that being said, I feel like we have been doing this with her whole career. Who's the fucking broad from Middletown, Ohio? The Ronda 3.6 or whatever.
Kayla Harrison.
Can we fucking make that fight happen, please? I mean,
it might happen. It might happen now.
Oh, Jesus Christ! With the fucking buyout. Yeah, I hope it
might happen.
It's sad when that's the biggest fight that you'll get after this fucking multi-million-dollar buyout or whatever the fuck. But anyways, yes, I feel like it's been the same story for 90% of Cyborg's career, other than when she was in the UFC. And I know that was a little bumpy, but fuck, at least there were fights we could look forward to at that point. For fuck's sakes, this is fucked, man.
Right, 100%. Real quick, because it just came out a little while ago, I think. I don't know if you knew Peter Yang and Song Yadong were supposed to fight in China. Peter Yang is injured. He's out of the fight. That sucks. Yeah. Even Amanda's retired by now. She looked like Vanderlei said, oh, that's fucked up. You know what's fucked up? I post everything on Cageside, not everything, but a lot of everything on the social media. But like, I mean, I make these clips and all that, and I made one of Cyborg. It's like this short little highlight-ish thing, and somehow like a clip of McFarlane and Liz snuck in there. I'm not sure how that happened. My fucking fingers got loose, but all the comments are so fucking like sideways on any Cyborg post. Everyone's saying the same Vanderlei shit, and I hate that I fucking laugh at it, but goddamn, bro.
Listen, let's be real fucking clear here. I've threw a few broads of stabbing that look worse than Cyborg. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe not more manly, but worse. All things being considered, Cyborg's got a fucking decent body, and when she gets herself all femmed out, she's got an okay face. That being said, the Vanderlei and the dress fucking line hit so hard because there's some semblance of truth to that. She definitely looks like Vanderlei's cousin. When you put her in a dress, what are you gonna do?
You can say that. I'll go with the cousin part. It makes more sense. Thank goes Marty and Cyborg with the juice. Derek Lewis is replacing Curtis Blades against Jonathan Almeida. Oh, that's damn. That's a main event for
that fight. That
might be fun.
I like that fight more, in my opinion. Especially Derek. Look at Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis looks good. He looks like he's taking shit super seriously. He looks like he's in really good shape. Might be a bad fight for him, as far as it goes, but still.
He fought in Salt Lake at 291. I was covering that one, and I remember I went out. I was walking around a little bit outside just to fucking get moving, and I see these like big black dude just running down the down by the fighter hotel, and I'm like, oh shit, I wonder who that is. Got to be someone cutting weight, and then he like turns around and runs back, and it's freaking Derek Lewis. I'm like, holy shit, was
he cutting weight?
Shape. No, he was cutting weight, but it was like he was in shape. He looked good, dude. He looked like physically like he looked like a fat dude. at all.
Do you realize how fucking big you gotta be to cut weight to make 265? Boy, that is a goddamn big ass dude, man.
Yeah.
God damn.
No, 100%. All right. So moving on here with Bellator. Let's see. Any other fights? No.
I
We
mean,
get too
listen,
serious
let's
talk
just
about
be
that.
honest, man. It's been a fucking bit of a shit show in Bellator lately. It ain't no fucking mystery that it's getting
Yeah.
sold.
Oh, here we go. I think this is the Kane clip. Kane was there. He was cornering somebody.
It was one of the best parts of the fucking night, for fuck's sake. He was
Yeah,
cornering
yeah.
Usman, wasn't he?
He cornered
Nurmagomedov?
Usman and Romero Cotton.
Mm.
Yeah, so there he is, right there. And super nice guy, by the way. I didn't get to interview him, but I got to shake his hand. I was like, "Hey, man, best of luck with everything." He was like, "Thank you, appreciate it," and all this stuff. But anyway, Otis says Tony Ferguson is on a 6-fight losing streak, yet his name still holds weight. These newer fighters have a lot to learn.
Yeah, man. He's not. Otis is on it, man.
Okay,
There's
what do you think of
something
that fight? The Patty fight. He got the Patty fight. It's a winnable fight for Tony, obviously, but I would hate to see him lose to Patty, man. I would fucking hate that shit. But the UFC does, though. The UFC takes a horse to the back.
Yeah, I ain't mad at it. I think it's an all right fight. I don't think it's obviously, again, Tony's on a fucking 6-fight losing streak. I guess obviously Patty will be the favorite. Maybe I'm underestimating Patty a little bit, but I don't think Patty's going to necessarily destroy him. I do feel like it's a shitty fight for Patty it's a lose-lose. If Patty comes out and fucking Superman kicks him off the cage like fucking Benson Henderson a la 2000, whatever the fuck, we'll just be like, so what? Tony Ferguson's law ain't want to fight in the month of Sundays. No big deal.
Yeah.
If the fight's even remotely competitive, and listen, I'm here to tell you, I will be the first one to fucking do it. If Patty the Batty don't come out and beat the absolute fucking piss out of Tony Ferguson, I'm going to call him overrated. I'm going to be the first motherfucker on Twitter to be like, overrated as a motherfucker. The problem with that is it's not really fair to Patty because as much of a losing streak as Tony's on, as long in the tooth as he is, he's still a bad lad. He's still, he's not, it's not fucking Evander Holyfield for fuck's sakes. He's not fucking 63. He's still going to be a tough out regardless. And just to be very fair, I think Patty's got like one knockout in the UFC and shit, but like at the end of the day, he's not really a striking threat. Like he may even knock Tony out at this point in his career, but going into this fight, he's not exactly known for his hands. He's known for his grappling. At the very least, I think we all feel like Tony can hold his own. Again, maybe Patty comes in and just pretzels him up, but like, or Patty rather.
Yeah.
But I ain't mad at the fight. I just think I don't think I would have took the fight if I was Patty. Like,
I would not have done that shit.
We've talked about this a lot, man, because it's like if he beats him, you didn't really submit Tony Ferguson. That's what's going to say on your record. But all of us are going to be like, yeah, but.
You beat a shell,
but you right. It's the same thing I'll say about shout out to the Bear Jew, but he didn't beat Shogun. Stop it.
No, he didn't beat Shogun.
He didn't beat Shogun. He beat, Shogun that was fucking 137 years old, but he didn't beat the Shogun that we all know as Shogun, for fuck's sakes. And again, not really fair to fucking Paul Craig. How could he have? He's old when he fought him. It is what it is. But again, that's why if I was one of these young cats, I'd be like, fuck that. I know the old train of thought was, let me take on this big name. Do you think Derek Brunson gets any credit? Derek did beat Anderson Silva, didn't he? Am I getting that wrong? Didn't Derek Brunson? Does he got a win over
Otis? Otis, what you got, bro?
He does, right? Either way, a bunch of motherfuckers got wins over Anderson Silva that it don't mean fuck all.
At the end,
Chris Weidman got a win over Anderson Silva. Fucking Rio.
He beat him. He beat Anderson in 2017.
There you go. But don't nobody where the fuck is Derek Brunson at right now? That didn't get him no fucking,
PFL.
You know what I mean? There you go. What fuck? That didn't really it didn't, you know what I mean? Like those wins, they say
my bad. Hey, my bad. Brunson lost to Silva. That's my bad. Fucking I was looking at Silva's record looking for fucking Brunson's name Brunson's name, my bad.
Be all that as it may. Anderson's got a few losses. The fucking people that it did not matter towards the end of his career that they beat Anderson because at that point we all know he wasn't the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'll give you the names, okay? Because he went on that ridiculous winning streak, for like years,
Mhm.
and then the Weidman lost twice, and then he popped for something against Nick Diaz. I think did he pop for something? Or did Nick pop for something?
Nick
I
popped for
can't
something.
remember.
I think Nick popped for weed.
That would fucking
Hey.
suck. Yeah. All right. Well, that makes sense. And then so lost to Michael Bisping by a decision, even though I think Silva landed that knee to the head and whatever. Lost to Daniel Cormier, which is expected. He almost beat him a little bit. Beat Derek Brunson, and then losses to Adesanya, Cannonier, and Uriah Hall.
Okay. Uriah Hall and Cannonier. All due respect to them. I mean, Adesanya was doing his own thing, but those two cats, the losses, I just don't think. Does anybody look at Jared Cannonier and think, oh, that dude beat the great Anderson Silva?
It was Silva, so it's just a positive.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. So, anyways, I just long fucking way of saying I wouldn't have took fight if I was Patty because I think it's a complete lose-lose. If you beat him in the most devastating fashion possible, we'll all say, so what? Tony's fucking been washed up for a month of Sundays. If the fight's competitive, we're going to say you're already. And God forbid he beats you. It'll ruin your fucking career. Like, Tony can take 8 losses because he's already built. He's a fucking legend. Patty ain't a legend. If Tony fucks around and beats him, I don't know if it'll end his career, but it'll be a massive speed bump. He cannot lose to Tony right now, or it will fuck shit up drastically for him.
Dude, real quick, I'm looking at the weights. So, and this is complete. Oh, by the way, the gloves you see on there with the Bellator 300 gloves, everybody but the main event got to wear them. Anyway, and for the people that were online, like, oh, freaking Bellator, give them, they're all broke. They can't get them gold gloves too. No, the white gloves are tournament gloves. That is legit the lightweight Grand Prix. So relax. People were being fucking stupid about that, which is a dumb thing to complain about, to be honest with you. But anyway, check out this weight gain. Okay, the weight gain by some of these fighters. Ken Zingano weighed in at 140. Both Cat and Chris Cyborg weighed in at 144.6 on fight night. Cat was 146.4. Chris Cyborg was 163.4.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And people were wondering why Cat couldn't get up from under that chick. Like, yo, that's crazy, bro.
It's a little wild. 20 fucking something pounds. I mean, it's relatively normal with the men, but I think that's probably a little not so normal for the fucking women to be able to fucking cut that much and blow up that much in one night.
I tell you right now, PFL buys Bellator, and they bring in Kayla Harrison versus Chris Cyborg at 55. Chris Cyborg's gonna look scary and shit if she doesn't have to cut weight like that. I
heard, again, now this is just some bullshit that I heard, but I heard they were talking about, PFL was talking about buying Bellator and then keeping Bellator separate
for at least a year.
Man, whoa, man, how am I a broke shitbird? And people like this, I mean, why on earth would you buy Bellator? And then, I mean, there has to be something that I don't understand. That seems like the stupidest fucking idea on planet Earth. It ain't, in my opinion, it ain't gonna do too much good to buy them and merge them. I don't think there's that much talent there anymore, as far as it fucking goes. But even if you you have to merge the fucking fighters and the brands, otherwise, I mean, I guess I'll know why the fuck would they do that? Why on earth would they let Bellator run as a separate entity after paying all that money for that?
I think it has to do with what you said. Now I don't know how, like, if you cut a fighter like that, like if you cut fighters, you got to pay them, buy out their contracts, or I don't know how the Bellator contracts are written. All I could think of is there's a lot of fighters on the roster that you owe fights to. There's a reason they do literally 20 fights. It was like 20 some fights on this card on Saturday, okay? And they were hauling ass, bro. When I tell you the first fight that had him out there, the second before the decision, right as the decision got announced, the next walkout's beginning. They were shuffling him along like trains, dude. And then after the main event, there were still 3 more fights. There were post limbs that nobody watched. You know what I'm saying? Or very like people's friends, like the fighters' friends and family watch probably, but that's about it. And so I think it has to do with fulfilling fighter contracts. I think that's what it's going to be about. I'm not 100% sure on that. And that's a good question to ask. Once it happens, that they ask PFL and everything. Tanya says they didn't even get out of the cage before the next fight started. 100%. Oh, you were there, weren't you? I want to say I saw her on Twitter that she was there. So they were already moving him along, dude, the whole night, just shoving him as fast as they could, begging for finishes.
Boy, somebody over at Viacom must have a lot of money because
They
this
do.
cannot. I mean, I don't. None of these fucking places make money, do they? I mean, let's just be real fucking clear here. PFL
Mm.
and Bellator are not turning a profit, are they? And if they are, well, Bellator definitely ain't. They about to get balled. Like, let's look. And if PFL is turning any sort of profit, it's minuscule, right? Like these
Dude,
fucking companies can't just keep catching money on fire, can they?
didn't PFL just get like an injection of Saudi money?
God damn.
If I,
It wasn't a trillion. What was it, like
no, that was
75 million or a
100
couple
million.
hundred million?
100 million.
100 million, but still, god damn, the way these motherfuckers are burning money. How much we think a
I
Bellator?
know.
How much you think a Bellator event costs? I mean, not 300 because that was a big one, but one of these little small shitbird ones, 100 grand, 250
You know,
grand. I mean, for everything, the cameras,
yeah,
the lights, all gotta be at
got to
least
be a lot.
quarter mil, right? Quarter to a half a mil to throw one of these
I
show on.
wouldn't be surprised, man. I would not be surprised by that. So, but they also don't get like they're not renting out, Staples or what is it called now? It used to be called Staples Center where the Lakers play. They're not getting that. They're going to the
Right.
Forum, right? And then they go to the Forum stuff. So they're not spending a ton of money, but it's still a lot. This is where you got to realize, like everyone complains about it, but the low key genius of Dana White on that point, like to be able to run those numbers like that early on and be able to save and build and build and build and get to the point where they can basically rent out whatever they want. And literally make cities pay for it. It's a wild thing to think about, right? How successful they are. So anyway, Tony says I love the small venue vibe of Bellator though. 100%. Here's the thing about it. I don't want Bellator to go away. I think we need Bellator, right? And I think if PFL buying Bellator, if they keep getting money, what do you call it? What I call them bailouts? Cool, keep it going. Buy Bellator, do whatever you got to do with it. But man, the alleged price tag of $500 million for Bellator is one of those things where I'm sitting here going like, dude, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, how's that even a thing? So, anyway, moving on to something else here. What was the other thing I want to talk about? Two more things I want to talk about before we just get into whatever bullshit we want to get into. Conor McGregor allegedly backing USADA. What do you think of that?
Yeah, no,
Connie Mack
man.
backing USADA.
Jesus
Do you think it's
Christ.
true? Do you think it's true?
Yeah, I think it is. I don't
Okay,
think.
cool,
I mean,
cool.
he said it is. Dana White confirmed it. So I mean,
Man, how long does it take to get? How long does it take to get stuff out of your system, man? Shit.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know exactly what's going on. I guess I buy it. I guess I think he'll fight. I don't know why we've been waiting. Maybe he was on
Okay.
steroids.
Do you care? That's the question. Do you care?
That he's fighting?
Yeah.
I mean,
Allegedly.
Yeah, but I will say the fucking the thrill is low key gone from a fucking self-proclaimed fucking Conor nut hugger. I mean,
yeah.
I'm still curious to see what he has left in the tank, but even if he comes out and sparks Michael Chandler, I mean, it'll be a fun little ride for a minute. But again, even as a Conor fan, I'm not getting too. I mean, we got a lot of work to do here, man. You can't just keep fighting once every couple of years and shit. Like, he needs to come out and have a very good performance and then sort of get back on the fucking train, man. As a fan, even right now, it's hard to get too excited for this. I do think he'll fight again, and I think it'll be a big deal, but it's not what it once was, man. It's just not, I mean, listen, there for a while it was a huge deal because he was fucking sparking people. He wasn't losing, he was winning, and he lost one time to Nate, and he went back and got that fucking the L back or whatever. Like, but at this point, he's lost a couple times to Poirier. He's been knocked out. He's been submitted, and it's all fine. But it's like you can't really, okay. He's fucking been on and off. It's the fucking whole Ultimate Fighter fucking thing. It's just a lot, man. Like, at this point, I'm ready to watch you fight, my guy, but like I'm not about to start pissing my pants 6 months before because you enter yourself. We'll see what happens. Like I'm here for it, but I ain't jumping out of my skin, man.
I legit think that he was holding out for a couple of reasons. One of them is the obvious one, but the other one, I think he's holding out to be on UFC 300. I think that dude wants to main event UFC 300, so he was like, let's say I fight Michael Chandler, I get injured or something happens, or I lose or I lose or something like that. It's gonna be hard to sell that main event at Bellator. Bellator. He could have just been Bellator 300, but at UFC 300, it's gonna be hard to sell that fight. So I think that's what he's doing because we're at 294 next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend's 294. right? So you can wait the rest of the year, wait till April and fight whoever you want. Even if Michael Chandler don't want to fight. I mean, Drew Dober was like, he said something at his post fight on Saturday about hey, Michael Chandler wants a warm up fight, come get it or something like that. Which obviously Drew Dober won that fight. Forget the Conor fight, but
right.
But I think that's what they're doing. They're gonna wait till UFC 300 to put those guys in the main event. Like John Jones at 295. I don't think he fights. What's up?
Well, I was just gonna say, I guess maybe that would be a weird main event for 300. I mean, I know Conor's Conor, but
Conor Chandler no belt.
Who would be? What? Yeah, that's the main event. Who's the fucking co? If it's UFC 300, it has to be a couple belt fights. So, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm fucking, I don't know. I'm certainly not John. Like, if John is on 300, he's not fighting under fucking Conor. Sorry, bud, but that's not fucking happening. So, I don't know. Maybe
I could see
Yuri Pekrayak might let you pull that shit off, but even then, it's a weird look, sort of.
I honestly think it's gonna be if they're not able to get move Michael Chandler aside or pay money to go away or whatever and get Conor McGregor to fight for the title against whoever the lightweight champion is, especially with Charles Oliveira, right? But if they can't do that, man, I could see them pulling some BMF belt stuff for that one, right? BMF belt in the main event. That way, there's a belt on there, and the co-main being like, I don't know, like a Sean O'Malley or something like that. Which I don't know if they actually do. I think they're talking Sean O'Malley and I think Chito Vera for. Oh, no, that was a rumor. I think Bahino shot it down. But anyway, that'd be something. Sean O'Malley and whoever in the co-main at 300, and then maybe one more belt if you can pull it. But supposedly they're already working on it, so who knows? We'll see.
I will say that I don't know, bro. I don't know if Conor's. I don't want to undercut Conor because he's still Conor, kinda. But like, bro, for UFC 300, for the main event to be Conor and Michael Chandler, and then what? Like, I like Sean O'Malley. I think he's a budding star. Think about UFC 200. You know what I'm saying? Brock Lesnar and fucking it fell apart. But like, they had some shit up their sleeve. Like, I don't know, man. That just I would expect something a little bigger out of 300. Like, and I don't think Conor wants to be the co-main, but like, let's be really clear here. If he's on the card, bro, as much as I like you, Conor, you sort of need to be co. Like, in order for that shit to really sell, they need to have John fight Brock or somebody fucking special, and then they need to have Conor in the co-main. Like, you can't not have John Jones on the card and then have Conor headlining against Michael. I mean, you can, but like,
you can do it.
Right, we'll see how that fucking goes. So.
Yeah. All right, and then the last topic before we either keep on going or not. Paulo Costa, do you see that happen? He said he got surgery 5 weeks out of 294 for that whatever thing was on his arm, on his elbow, and then he says he's still gonna fight. Yeah, let me see if I can pull a picture. But he had a picture on online where he had this nasty ass shit on his elbow. Says he got surgery. Well, here's a surgery picture first, I guess, or the picture of him in a fucking cast. But while I look for the other one, but he got surgery about 5 weeks out of 294, and says he's still gonna fight. Says he can still beat, with Hamzat, whatever. But dude, can you imagine if Paulo Costa pulls right because of this shit, and suddenly we don't get to see Hamzat again?
Yeah, well, who's
stepping up?
I would hope they got somebody on deck right now, just
ready to go.
Because man, we really, I think everybody, including the UFC, is wanting to see Hamzat perform at this point. First thing that came to my mind was Bo Nickel, but maybe not yet, not right now. That might be a bad idea. Just I think that would be a fun fight, but just a little early yet. I think it's probably a really good idea to let Bo Nickel develop just a little more before they rush him into that. Jesus
I don't know what the fuck that is, bro. Is that staff?
I don't know, dog. Whatever it was, he definitely needed to get that taken care of, though. So that's all right.
Yeah, it honestly looks like his elbow's a balloon. That's fucking nuts, dude. Yeah, so he had to have surgery. So supposedly he's gonna be able to fight. See, I did surgery 3 weeks ago. 10 seam size. I know how tough I am and continue. Blah blah doesn't stop me so doing blah blah. Yeah, he told I forgot. I think it was on a Hawani shit talking about 100 times and he 99 times out of 100 he could beat Hamza. And I'm like, bro, hopefully your elbows are right. I think they pumped his ass full of antibiotics. He's fine. But they definitely did that, right? But they definitely had to go in there and pull some shit out of there, whatever it was.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah, that's fucking gross. So yeah, there's that. So let's hope. Hopefully, it doesn't pull because I want to see Hamza. I want to see him fight. And I honestly, if he was 100% healthy, I would still lean towards Costa winning that fight. And a lot of people are totally not on that point, and that's fine. But you got to deal with Paul Costa's striking too. Although, even though I know Hamza could take him down, that fight still starts in the feet, so that'd be interesting. But yeah.
I think we forget that literally the only fight we've seen. Well, I think to the best of my knowledge. Well. Has he? How many fights has he had at A5? Just the Meerschaert fight?
Costa?
Yeah. Or no. Hamza.
Hamza.
Is it just the Meerschaert fight at 85?
I want to say you are wrong on that, but let's find out. Kevin Holland was at 85, wasn't
it? Is he? I mean, I guess. If that's his only other fight at 85, what I'm meaning to say here is I think we have not seen Hamza against a real fucking 85er yet. So
we have not.
The Paulo Costa fight would be very telling. I'm not gonna say he can fucking beat him 99 out of 10 fucking 100 times, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, sorry, you're right. Jilin Liang, where the fuck is that fight? Okay, that was welterweight too. Yeah, it might be me at the Meerschaert fight.
Yeah. So So I mean, no disrespect to Gerald Meerschaert. He proved to be quite the tough guy. And but I think Kevin Holland definitely, I would have said, even I don't.
That was the 80. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So not an 85 or not a natural 85er at all. Yeah. Fucking elbow is gnarly. So
I think it
is. I'm still very intrigued and interested to see how Hamza does against a real 85er, a big 85er that has to cut to make that sort of weight. It'll be interesting to see how he does against one of those guys. So yeah, I hope Paulo can fucking make the fight.
Gotcha. All right, check out the headlines real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. You got anything you want to talk about? MMA or not? Bobby Green win. Did you expect that Bobby Green win over?
Not like that.
Dawson?
I didn't expect him to win like that. I thought it was possible. I didn't think that would happen. But what are you gonna do? It's the fucking fights. Not really, man. The fights have been fucking trash, man. To be honest, man, the fights have been fucking kind of shite lately, man.
Yeah.
At least on paper. On paper, I know in hindsight the fights are good and shit, but I'm just like, you can only judge the shots on paper when you get excited and want to sit around and watch them bitches, man. I mean, so on paper these fights have been a little garbage, Jack. Let's just be fucking very honest.
Yeah, actually, that's a good question. Let's just very quickly go over this weekend's fights, and I'll read them off. You tell me if you want to talk about them because it's an Apex card, and it feels like last week's shit. All right,
give me the goddamn main event, baby. Give me the main event.
Boy. You're not gonna know who the fuck this is. Maybe you will. Sadiq Youssef against Edson Barbosa.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. I mean, listen, I know who Sadiq Youssef is, but
okay, there you go.
No, sir. No, sir. I will not be again, bro. I'll just catch the highlights. I mean, I'll fucking check Twitter, but nah, bro. Especially considering I think the next week we've got Islam and Oliveira too. And then the next week we got, as much of a shit show it is, fucking Tyson Fury and Ngannou. I mean,
that's next week.
No, that's the week after. So it's the 28th of October is Ngannou and Tyson Fury. And boy, well, just quickly before we go, how fucking disrespectful is Tyson Fury to sign the Usyk fight before, like 3 weeks after the fucking Ngannou fight? I mean,
He better hope that Tyson didn't share some crazy ancient secrets of fucking Ngannou, comes in and knocks his head off. It's like, yeah, enjoy that Usyk fight, stupid, and walks away with his belt.
I mean, bro, I could.
Oh, wait, the belt's on the line. My bad.
I could be very wrong, dog, but like, I feel like this is just, I don't know, man. I feel like this, of all the MMA boxing fucking fights we've seen, I feel like this is the biggest mismatch of all of them. I just feel like,
you think this is a bigger mismatch than Conor Floyd?
We gonna find out, but I think so. Yeah, I think so, man. I do. I think at that time, if not for nothing, I feel like Conor was just on top of the world. And you got to remember, man, that was right after the fucking Eddie Alvarez win. It was right after the fucking Jose Aldo win. I mean, there was a reason why he got to fight fucking Floyd. Now, don't get me wrong, but again, let's be very fucking honest here. Francis Ngannou is coming off a fucking fight in the UFC where he had to wrestle to win. Now, you can show the Overeem highlight. That was cute. And obviously when he connects with them little gloves on, he's a very, very powerful dude. But again, I have major doubts that power translates with the boxing gloves on. And even if it does a little bit, it's like, bro, if we had not seen Tyson Fury box Deontay Wilder 3 times and get pieced up by Deontay several times, eat a couple super clean shots, one that flatlined fucking Tyson Fury. Like, if we hadn't seen all that, then I might be able to be like, well, you never know. Maybe Francis will get it. And listen, maybe he will. We just watched Sean Strickland outbox fucking Israel Adesanya for 25 minutes. So, don't get me wrong. I'm going to tune in. But I got a feeling in my gut that Tyson Fury is going to beat the fuck out of Francis Ngannou, but I think he's going to embarrass him, man. And again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he'll get clipped and it'll be this ultimate sort of karmatic fucking thing. But I think he's gonna toy with him. Think fucking what was it? Was it the fucking the Russian when he fought Apollo and what was supposed to be the exhibition man and he fucking killed
Ivan
Apollo?
Drago?
Yeah. That's what the fuck's going on right here, buddy. That's what's going on right here. And Francis is Apollo. He better be lucky that he don't get fucking killed in that goddamn fight. I think Tyson Fury is going to mollywop the shit out of Francis Ngannou. And this isn't all based upon that horrible video that he put out hitting those fucking pads.
That people need to calm down with that shit. He was just warming up or something. There's no way that was him actually hitting pads, but either way. All right. So what was the last thing I want to bring up? Fuck. This is a question. Hold on. Who should fight for the vacant women's bantamweight title? I would say Amanda Nunes retires, so that belt's up for the line. So if you had to ask me, if she's able to clear up her drug issue, then not drug. So Mayra Bueno Silva, she popped for ADHD meds, and it turns out she's had it her whole life. She's been taking medication for her whole life. And she stops taking it in time to go to test on fight week, but somehow she popped for it on fight week, I think, for her last fight. And so who knows what's going to go on with that. But if she's able to get clear of that, her versus Juliana Pena is probably the fight, honestly. Listen, but if not, it's got to be Pena and Irene Aldana at this point.
I hate to say this because I hate to not answer the question when a motherfucker asks you a question. But in my opinion, the better question is who gives a fuck. I was thinking about this when I watched that Cyborg fucking highlight. Is boy fucking woof. Women's MMA right now is disgusting. There's a couple little diamonds in the rough, but as far as and listen, let me be very clear. There's a bunch of great female fighters and great talent out there, but fucking personalities, people that make you want to tune in. Somebody that even fucking sniffs the fucking jockstrap cunt hairs of what Ronda Rousey was able to do. And even old crazy Cyborg in her prime. I mean, we don't got a woman in MMA that comes close to that right now.
No,
I mean, there's not. I mean, even in the UFC, because we're talking about that high level bantamweight. Who cares? I mean, and God bless Juliana Pena. So she shoots that big yap off. She tries. But Ronda just had a certain hateability about her. And maybe it was the fact that she was ripping hoes' arms off. I don't know what it was, but I remember actually being excited. Bro, Ronda Rousey fights were like Mike Tyson fights there for a minute. I don't know whether it was the personality, the fighting style, the beautiful combination of both. But right now in women's MMA, I don't give a fuck. I'm just so, and I mean, I know welcome to the Keyboard Warriors, baby, but nobody really. I mean, again, who are we most excited to? Out of curiosity's sake, everybody that's watching, name your favorite current MMA female fighter. Who would make you spend a Saturday night at the house to watch? Rose still sort of has that appeal for me
Alexa
a little.
Grasso.
Alexa
For me,
Grasso
Alexa
still has that
Grasso.
appeal a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But like, I feel like there's not a lot, man. And there's nobody that's sort of like a lightning rod. Somebody that's like, is there one female MMA fighter right now who is must see TV when she fights? You know, the collective combat world stops and takes notice.
You could argue Zhang Wei Li, but yeah, I know. I get what you're saying.
Not really.
That's what I'm saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
And again, Zhang Wei Li has all the talent in the world, but if Zhang Wei Li was a little motherfucking Chinese female Conor McGregor, we'd be off to the races. If she was just sparking controversy everywhere she went and she had a nice little rival, we'd be off to the races. I mean, honestly, somebody needs to take the risk and do some shit. I don't know, say some racist shit. Fucking throw Trump under the bus. Fucking still on Kobe next time you see him. I'm serious. I mean, somebody needs to do something to spark some intrigue, man.
Hey, Macy Barber tried, man, and it didn't work out very well.
I will say, to be fair to the ladies, it's hard for them. The bullshit 100%. That Colby and Henry are able to pull off, the ladies aren't really able to pull off. And listen, maybe it's going to take a woman getting super creative and coming in with some shit that we can't think about. Maybe you got to sell that sex. Maybe what we really need is a Paige Van Sant that can fight. Who we got a couple really hot broads, right? Fucking the one broad that just fought with the fucking donkey on her, Tracy Cortez. See, the problem is these hoes can't fight. All due respect, Tracy, God, I love you, baby. But like, they're not. Because I mean, seriously, if Tracy Cortez has it, she's beautiful. Her body is go fuck yourself. If she was fucking. If that fucking broad fought like Vanderlei Silva and was knocking hoes out in the first round, she would become a fucking star because she's got the look. It's just like we keep missing the Paige Van Zandt had the look, went and got fake titties and all. And to be fair, again, she's a very tough girl. But if she would have had something, if Paige Van Zandt fought like Crow Cop in his prime and she could head kick hoes and knock them out, we'd have had a fucking star. It's like every time we get somebody that's got that look or that personality, they can't fight like Amanda Nunes. And then when we do get us a Shevchenko or a Nunes or a goddamn Wei Li Zhang, they're fucking dry as wallpaper paint, man. They're fucking, you know, because I swear if Wei Li Zhang, God love her too, and don't get me wrong, I throw Wei Li a stab, and I don't think she gets enough credit. I love the Malaysian broad. But if she looked like fucking Paige Van Zandt, China would have their tits on fire for her. If her fucking hair was dyed blonde, she had big fake tits, and she fought like she fights now, we'd have something. And I hate to just sound like a fucking complete chauvinistic pig right now, but listen, I'm just giving you guys the reality here. That's what we need for a fucking real female star. And again, it doesn't have to be necessarily one of those things, but you need something. There's nobody in women MMA right now that's really captivating the masses. And to be fair, I think that's a void that somebody should step up and fill. And again, people try, but it just comes off as corny, I think, for some of these girls.
That's sort of. Anyway. All right, man. We're actually right on time. That's perfect. We did almost an hour.
Yeah, that's my fucking rant on women's MMA. I always feel like I'm shitting on women's MMA, but I do think that I'm sort of being honest about it, man.
Yeah.
It's sort of lackluster. And again, not the quality of the fights, not the talent of the women, but just the personalities, the storylines. It's like, who gives a fuck? They're like, you know, it's not. I don't even feel a lot of real heat between women. Can somebody fuck somebody's husband? You understand me?
God,
like, somebody suck somebody's fucking fuck. Yeah, I do. There's a reason why Brock Lesnar brought his funny ass over and sold all those fucking tickets. We love that shit, man. Truth be told, that's what we all want. You look back at all the biggest fights, John and DC. Now, to be fair, they were very, very great, but that real heat, them motherfuckers actually disliking each other. God damn, I love that shit. And not no bullshit, not no, he said, like some real genuine heat where it's like, say, we got to have, you know when you know it's a good fight? When they don't got that bullshit security and they got police. When they got to bring the police.
Look at the sheriff's department. Yeah.
That's how you know it's a good goddamn fight. When they got to bring motherfuckers with pistols. Because they, Conor and Habib, they're like, no. Yo, Nate, when Nate comes with his crew, it's like, yo, we got to have
start throwing shit.
It could get fucking wild. God forbid Nate's fighting somebody
you know what
that has a crew.
You're right. I think what we're missing is on both male and female side, mind you. We need two at least two men, two ladies that make us give a shit in some one way or another. Make you give a shit. Ronda was good at that. Nate was good at that. Conor's hopefully still good at that. We need that. So you're right. So there we go. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. You want to fix MMA? Bring us a couple. Bring us some folks that we give a shit about. Like, bottom line, make us care. You got to make us care, and it's not a Colby thing. You got to make us care, and if you don't, it doesn't matter how good you are, how big the matchup is. It just doesn't matter. We're not gonna watch. So
this sort of shit works, man. I mean, look at the schmo. I ain't trying to hate on that dude, but like, the dude dresses like a dick, acts like a dick, and he does better than most of the people in fucking MMA fucking media. Like, that sort of a shtick works. It does.
There we go.
Okay, listen, I got to go. I know we're going anyway, so I got to fucking hit the end button. But love you, Eddie. Love y'all. Bye. See you next week.
See you, man.
Later.
All right, there we go. So I guess it's up to me to close the show, ladies and gentlemen. So there you go. How do you fix MMA? Bring some people that we care about. All right, shout out to everyone who tuned in today. Tanya, appreciating you listener. You dope. Otis, Tank was here with his usual stuff. Capitana Fucha, appreciate you hanging out. Everyone that tuned in, we love the hell out of you guys. Make sure you guys tune in for the next one. We're gonna try and get back on schedule here. It's just been honestly a crazy 2-3 months for both of us. So we're trying to get back on track here. Hopefully back to Sundays or Monday nights, maybe Friday nights. We'll see. All right. UFC this weekend. It's Sadiq Youssef against. I said it earlier. Why can my brain not work? Anyway, Sadiq Youssef fighting. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. All right. For myself, Mr. Fred Kirby, the entire crew at Cageside Press. Love you guys. Shout out to Cade Morehouse, Dylan Rush, Pat Dana, Dylan Napoleon, Matt Davies. Man, I feel like I'm gonna leave somebody out. All the guys that hung out at Bellator 300 this week. It's always something. And Gabriel Gonzalez. Sorry, bro, I almost forgot you. Gabriel Gonzalez, of course, my brother. Everyone that hung out. It's always the best part of fight week is the fight week, right? But the second best part of fight week is hanging out with media guys, especially the ones that you talk to all the time. You don't get to see very often, and so that was dope. So I appreciate all you guys. All right. Like I said, for myself, Mr. Fred Kirby, the entire crew, we love the hell out of you guys. Good night, and good night, Wilshire.